morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. I have the wrong button pushed. I fixed it. There it is. Good morning, everybody. I hope your week is going well today. I'm Jessica Dugas, your host for Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the 9 a.m. Eastern Time hour. Um, I'm really bad at time zones, everybody. I try really hard, but I didn't anticipate how challenging it would be in creating a global platform. I always say, if you don't know what time it is, where you are, please go to timeanddate.com. It is your friend. And I'm totally I think so. There's we sometimes we'll joke around about sponsorships on the show, and I've joked about Kleenex, though that's really not a joke. We're always crying around here, and I really think that some tissues should sponsor us, but also timeanddate.com. I mean, truly, I will send people to you every day. Is what I will do. Um, let me know what is bringing you joy today, my friends. I have a couple things bringing me joy. One, first and foremost, I have a fabulous co host with me today. Olivia Ambani is here, everybody, who joins me twice a month on a Wednesday. And we're excited to bring back our music segment today. And we're going to be talking about, and now see, this is ironic. We're bringing back the music segment, but we're going to be talking about peace in the silence and the stillness, and so we're going to see where this goes. But there's a lot of things, different layers to this that will peel off, and of course, the joy in the peace and the silence and the stillness. So we're going to get into that here in a few minutes. Other thing that's bringing me joy. So I had a friend of mine and somebody that you guys know that hosts a show on Tuesdays called Show Me Your Nuts, and she sent me a little care package, and you may have seen it as I talked with my hands. There's a little bracelet here, and it's upside down. Excuse me, let me fix this. Let me turn it the other way. There are dolphins on it. Can you guys see that? And I love it because the style of it, it looks like Lisa Frank. You guys remember like Lisa Frank, the artist? And we had the Trapper Keepers in school, and the folders and the notebooks with all the Lisa Frank art. It looks like Lisa Frank art. So it was right up my alley. But this is a very cool thing. This is not just a bracelet, my friends. So I take my phone, right? And I watch it not work because I'm trying to do it backwards. Okay. I hope, oh, did you see that? Something popped up on my phone. I click it and it gives me a message. This one says, "You are not your pain. You are the person learning to live beyond it." Isn't that lovely? And you can, if you needed the affirmation that pops up, you can click, "I needed this too." Click the button and it tells you how many people also needed this message. So you like don't feel alone in needing to hear the message, but every time you do it, different affirmation every time. Look, I'm gonna click it again. This one's for you guys. Okay, this one's for you. Take time to unlearn the things that make you doubt your worth. Take time to unlearn the things that make you doubt your worth. And every single one, because there's dolphins on the bracelet, have cute little dolphins in the background. This is the coolest thing ever. This company, it's called Zox, Zox, and now I'm down a rabbit hole with that because everybody needs a bracelet. If you get a bracelet, it's probably from me now because everybody needs a bracelet. But this is the cutest thing, and so thank you, Stacy, for that. And it's really wonderful. I've been having so much fun during the day. If I feel a little slump, I just go do with my phone, and it sends me a new message, and it's lovely. And so that's bringing me a lot of joy this morning. Also, I have been playing with a lot of, well, you guys know this mostly, that we have this virtual community, and I started taking classes from the amazing Claudio, who's over across the pond from me here, and learning how to code things and things on a website. I'm learning more about coding and HTML and all these things that I was supposed to be listening back when I was in college, but was not a good listener back then. I will digress on that. And so, but now I'm really enjoying it. I'm playing with it a lot. And so I have been using it though to my good. You know that saying that says, Now it's gonna slip my mind. There's a quote. The be the change quote. Be the change you want to see. Right. Um, I really, our theme this week on Project Joy is about peace, and I took a week off of social media, and I'm not coming back the same. I made a post yesterday on Facebook and LinkedIn saying, you know, basically I'm not coming back in the same way that I was there before. There was things that really shook me the week that I was gone about my behavior towards social media. And then also just being in this space, and I've talked to so many people about this over the last couple of months, but being in the space I'm in where I'm really wanting that one-on-one, community kind of support and connection. And the more I sit with it, the more I realize that we are being herded like cattle into believing that a like and a comment is somehow nurturing a relationship. It's just not. It's just not. And we're wrapped up in that. And I still see to this day, like, people not wanting to be in community with other people if they don't have enough likes and follows and shares and comments and all the, and it's like, you have no idea the person you're going to impact. I said this on the show Monday. I had the privilege of meeting Dee Wallace, the incredible actress Dee Wallace, in person over the weekend. And it was a long time coming because she was on the Breakthrough Show back in 2020. And ironically, I think Olivia opened that show. If I am not mistaken, I believe she opened that show, which is wild that she's on. Anyway, so I got to meet her in person, and she's lovely. And I sat in on the panel that she did with Danny Pintoro about the movie Cujo that they did back in 1982. And somebody was talking about asking Dee, like, why do you do events like this, like, signings and pictures with fans and all of these things? And she said, are you kidding me? She's like, this is the love fest. This is like the best thing ever. And she's like, the best thing is you always learn ways that you've impacted people and you truly had no idea. She's like, I cannot tell you, every time someone comes up to me and tells me 20 years ago I did or said something that, here I am just being me. I'm going on doing my thing and I had no clue. And so her advice that she left to everybody during that, at the end of that panel, was just don't stop. Keep being you, keep putting your love and the things that you're doing into the world, because you truly never know who you're going to impact. And so anyway, brings me a lot of joy, those moments that I had over the weekend and those thoughts. And so where social media is concerned, I just feel very strongly that those things the ways that we impact each other, the connections that we have, the conversations, the real community type things, that's where it's at. It's not in the likes and the comments and all of those things. Have an actual conversation with someone today. All of that being said, Miss Brittany's here this morning. Good morning, Brittany. Good to see you. It's so Lisa Frank, right? I mean, really, it's so cute. And so this is I'm wearing it all the time now. It's like waterproof. This is the best part of these. These are made from recycled plastic bottles. So they're sustainable too. They're earth friendly. So it's just my vibe. It's so good. All of that being said, everybody, we're gonna take a super quick break, and when we come back, through the magic of television, Olivia Ambani will be here. We'll be right back after this. Good morning, Olivia. How are you? Where
Hello,
am I?
I'm great, thanks.
So good to have you back again today. What is bringing you joy today, my friend?
I got to hang out with my mom in the morning. We were doing a family errand and it was lots of fun. So that's bringing me joy today, hang out with my mom.
Hey, I love that. I love that. And we love good wholesome family time. Not drama time, not craziness time, but nice wholesome family time. We enjoy.
Exactly. Yes to more of that. Yes to more of that.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. What's bringing you joy, Jessica?
I mean, well, some of the things I was being here with you this morning. I always really enjoy having a co-host on the show because I could talk to myself, but it's just not as fun. And so I appreciate being here with you today. And this, I'm telling you, this bracelet is bringing me so much joy. I think about it now. I'm like, if I get in a funk later, I will have a quick little fix, a little like, just tap it and it's magic.
I
That's
love
it.
that. Yes. I'm like, I need to look for one because I want to maybe do that with my music too. That's so cool.
Yes. Wouldn't that be cool? Yes. That would be a great idea to do something like that. We need a bracelet that you click it and like the breakthrough theme song plays or something. I don't know. It would be very cool. All
Yes.
right. I'm excited because we're going to be talking in peace and silence and stillness today, but we also want to talk about ironically the sounds of joy. All right. So everybody comment down below. What is a song or a sound that is bringing you joy this week? And so I will let you. Is there something specific for you this week, Olivia?
Well, it's been a couple of things. One of them is hearing birds. I'm staying somewhere and like you get to hear the birds in the morning. So I absolutely love that. It's just so calming. And the other thing is our cat. We have a family cat, and when she purrs, it's the most calming feeling ever. So we're always trying to give her cuddles so that we can hear like her healing purr. So those two things are the sounds that are giving me joy this week.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I don't know that I have a specific sound this week, but uh
Mm.
for some reason the song that keeps coming up for me is Spandau Ballet True. Um
Mhm.
and let me see, let me make sure that I don't um the song True. I'm looking it up so that I don't tell you the wrong lyrics cuz I will. I don't even like. There's the part that he sings. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound, and it's just like I don't know. I don't know what the sound of your soul is supposed to be, but I just feel that part for some reason. I don't know. Like this is sort of like this is who I am. This is it's I don't know. I don't so something about it is a vibe this week. So it keeps running over and over and over in my head. So that's what's on my mind this week. Is there a particular what Olivia Ambani song should people have on their on their soul
Ooh.
this week?
Oh my gosh, there's so many, but it's so funny. Yesterday, I met one of my mentees. Her name is Kavita Mary. She's amazing. She's a jazz saxophonist, and we were talking about my song "Over and Over" of the album "The Awakening," and it's an interesting song because it basically talks about how I feel like with all the volatile stuff happening on Earth right now, it's because people are craving connection. Um, and so that's why there's so much like because people like so there's a line like connection a reaction from you and I, so it's basically just saying that people get angry at each other because they're trying to get a connection of some sort, so even if they can't do it through peace, they do it through that.
Mm.
So I guess that would be an insightful song. It's about two lovers, but it makes the same, it applies to most people. But another song they could listen to, I think Shoulder would be a good one for now because I feel like there's so much happening. And I think Shoulder would be a great one for a time like this. Yeah, like let's be each other's shoulders and let's ask for help as well. I think it would solve so many problems.
I'm telling you, that song, I have gone back to time and time and time again, Shoulder. Yeah. And you guys can also hear it. Fun fact. At the end of the Friendship Paradox film, which you can watch at thefriendshipparadox.com, because it was the perfect song for that film, because that's what it's about, as we talk about, friendship and connection and community, and that raw need that I think we all have somewhere to be connected, to have that support system, and it's hard when we don't have that. So that song for me is like this sort of crying out moment when you don't necessarily feel and you just need it so badly, like you
Mm.
just, I think it's a very human thing, and I hear it and I cry. I had to take it off my driving playlist because um because I can't be listening and blubbering while I'm trying to drive the car,
No,
Olivia.
that is not a plan. So yes, please save it for when you're ready to process emotions, because I did write it when I was crying, so it makes sense.
See, there's something to be said for the energy that's present when the song is written, everybody.
Yeah, I was literally in absolute tears. I'd come from the shower, was feeling so overwhelmed from a conversation that had happened like 30 minutes before. And then I literally grabbed my phone and I wrote that song. And so I knew like the energy of that song would be that. So so
Yeah.
sorry guys. I cried. I put tears into the song.
This is Olivia's fault, everybody. Okay. Brittany said the sound of rain has brought me joy this week. It's so soothing. And I think it's raining out today. I have not been outside yet because it's still fairly early here, but I think it's raining. I thought I heard it because I have like a fan in my window. And I think sometimes when it's raining or whatever, you can hear it hit the fan. I think that's what I heard this morning. And I think I see drops on the window out there. but
Mm.
but yeah, rain is very soothing. Is it soothing for you too?
Yes, rain, water, like water sounds. I love water sounds. Yeah, so any water, of
Mm.
course, unless it's like super heavy, but just like moderate, I love water. I love the sound of water flowing, rain, even like just running water. Yeah, absolutely love that.
I love all the water sounds. Well, I mean, and that's why I live by the water, because I missed it so badly. And somebody was talking
Mm,
about, oh, Miss Melinda's out on the front porch, everybody, and she says, yes, it is in fact raining here. Thank you, Melinda, for being our weather girl outside.
yes.
That's my neighbor. My neighbor's like, yes, it's raining outside. Thank you so much. I have not been out there. Um, yeah, so I love all the sounds of the water. And somebody was talking to me yesterday about I apparently I should come visit Montana or something. And while I
Oh,
appreciate that, no, because I would there's not water for me. There's not water for I would be sad.
oh,
I
okay.
would be
So wait, is
yeah.
Montana really dry? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's out west, and it's up on it's very cold there because it's up near the border of Canada, and it's like it's not near any ocean. I can't be in a state that is not near some kind of ocean. Every state that I've lived in has been near the ocean in some way, and I can't
Mhm.
not be near that. And even in Alabama, even though it does share the Gulf down, near the ocean, we lived so far from it. We were hours and hours away from there, and so it wasn't close enough for me. I need to be like I am a mile from the water here, so I gotta
Mm,
be. It's important to my
yeah.
well-being.
Water is healing. Water is so healing. So do you feel like you go to the like beach or to the water body often?
Yeah, especially when I don't feel well, I like
Mm.
if I'm sick or something, I will, and I don't go near people, everybody, so calm down. But like I will drive down there or have my husband drive me down there, and I will just stand there for 10 minutes and just breathe in the salty sea air, and there's a difference, and I've talked about this before. There's a difference between ocean air and water and like a river or stream or lake or
True.
something like that. So many people have been like, just go to the lake, Jessica. It is not the same thing.
It's true. It is definitely not the same thing. They have different energies. They have
Right.
different air around it. Like it's completely different. I'm like that with the sun. I'm like that with the sun. Like I have a quota of sun, and not just sun and warmth. So I find like if I haven't had enough sun or warmth, like I will feel it. So I need to get, and not through a house. Like I have to be outside. So I prefer going outside to experience that. Yeah, so that's my
Okay.
equivalent of the water.
Okay, so the note to self, when we arrange the breakthrough concert, it needs to be in the summer here because
Please.
otherwise Olivia will have a heart.
I will. When I went to university, I was like, what? I went October to England, and I was just like, what is this? And my friend's fam, and I stayed with my friend's family, who was so lovely, but they were used to the weather, and they were like, this isn't that cold. I was like, what do you mean this is not cold? Like, this is horrible for me. So they
Yep.
tried to cheer me up, but I was like, give me the sun, please.
I love it. Well, listen, we're one of the things that I love so much about going down to the water, especially, especially on the off season. I know it's colder here in New England when you go on the off season, but it's so peaceful and quiet, and there's not, sort of the hustle and bustle of people, riding rides and running down to the beach and kids screaming and all of these things. I get
Mm.
enough of that in my house, boys and girls. So I like the peace in that way. But um silence can can often be uh a little unnerving for me. A little
Mm.
like I like comfortable. uh okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Sorry, you
Okay.
disappeared.
Yes, I my it's my connection this time, which is so weird. Anyway, so uh sometimes I feel like the silence is sort of anticipatory, like like it's not natural to be quiet, almost like it's
Mm.
I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, like and so I've had to sit with that too, and going like, is that because I'm uncomfortable with my own self in the quiet? Like, what
Oh.
is it? And so that's I'm not gonna make myself sad on the air today, but how do you process silence and stillness?
I really love it. I mean, I have seasons where I really like to be around not noise, but people and sounds. But I find like I have a quota where I need to have some silence. So that's why I love like going for walks. I could even like sit in my room in like silence. Yeah, so I like it. It helps me think a lot. But I find like once I've had that, then I end up singing, which is really funny. So I'll like be sitting in silence for a while, and then I'll like start
I do the
singing.
same
But
thing though. I do the
yeah,
same thing. And I
yeah,
'cause so like that's why I've had to ask myself, is it that I'm uncomfortable with it, or does it give me the space to create something with the silence?
yeah. I think it does, and I think also like I've learned not to, because there was a time when I was trying to do like these practices where they say you should like sit in silence for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like the longer you sit in silence, like
Mhm.
the better it is for you. And I found like sometimes I'm not able to do that, but when I am able to do that, it's after yoga. Like I find like if
Mm,
I've done something like yoga, like I'm able to just like lie on the mat or sit on the mat and like process stuff. That for me is so much easier. Um, but there's also some seasons when I just don't want to do that. I'm either listening to music, I'm just like I don't want silence. So I think I've just been okay with myself not always being comfortable in silence, but then there are definitely times when I know, actually, when I know I haven't had time with myself or my own silence, I will find like I'm getting agitated more or just upset. So I find like I definitely do need it, but not all the time.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think um seeing excuse me, seeing silence as sort of a canvas.
Mm,
Um, because silence for like if it was silent, like I heard nothing, like no birds, no white noise, no anything at all, it's a little creepy for me, because in the scary movies it's always when it's really quiet that something is about to happen.
true.
It is.
Very true. You're like, and then
But
you just
but
go,
it's, yeah, I know, and then so something's gonna get me in the quiet. But on a serious note, like I feel like it's sort of about evaluating, what does silence mean for you, what does
true.
stillness mean for you, and so for me, I don't appreciate the dead silence, like nothing. I like to
Mm,
have, like, silence for me might mean I shut my door, I'm by myself, maybe I have a little
yes.
music playing, or maybe I'm humming a song, or maybe I, you know, just put something on in the background and not like something peaceful or whatever. And so I think, like, going back to what I was saying before, it's sort of a another space of creation for me, of what can I make in this space.
Yeah, I feel the same. And I think for me, when you were speaking, I was thinking about like the silence sometimes to me is simply reducing the noise. So I feel like with how life is now, it can be so noisy, like be it the notifications, people needing you so much more, like immediacy. So I find like for me, I find like I work on trying to reduce the noise in my life, and that to me kind of equates silence. Because even like on my phone, I'm very deliberate about, there are times I'll turn off notifications on WhatsApp because that's where I get most of my notifications. Like I don't get my notifications for my like Instagram or TikTok or any social media until I go into the app.
Me
I
too.
also
Yep.
don't get any notifications for my emails until I go into my email. Like that's just standard practice. I had to do that when I was working somewhere where I would literally get PTSD of like, has someone sent me an email and do I need to get to work with a client? Like it was so bad. And I'd like immediately want to respond. So I
Yes.
was like, this is not healthy. This is not good. I don't have work hours. I'm literally working all the time. So I found like doing that was so helpful. So I'm always more aware of like, how can I reduce the noise in my life to give myself space to be still or have silence. Yeah. How do you feel about the notifications? Do you have the same experience as me?
Yeah, they're off now, actually. When, and I mentioned before, I was off social media for a week, because I was recognizing that with everything going on in the world, I'm a very empathic person, and so I I pick up on a lot of stuff, even if it's not even said. Like, I'm just picking up on a lot of energy, and so the weight of the world for an empathic person is really heavy right now. It's really
Yeah.
heavy, and it's impacting my physical health in a negative way. And so I decided to step away for like a week. And during that week, it was scary to me
Mm.
how many times I sort of mindlessly went to go pick up my phone and go to
Mm.
the app. So I had taken all of the apps off my phone completely. I unloaded all of them.
Oh.
And but how many times, even knowing I did that, I went to go pick up my phone and try to go type, and I'm like, oh, this is not this is not a good situation at all. And so I caught that. And then my biggest thing about being still, or being stepping away from things like this, is that I'm going to miss something important. And
Mm.
my week away actually proved me right on that. I had somebody that I know, that had gotten in an accident, and I had no idea, because the only place that it was talked about was on social media. So I was not on social media, and so I didn't know about it. And my first thought was like, um, when did we stop, like, messaging each other these things, or like, or calling each
True.
other, or And so I really, it bothered me in a really big way. And here I have been this whole time sitting with the guilt of, what if I'm not on social media and I miss something? But it can't be just on me. It
True.
can't be. It has to be a community or relational sort of effort. If we mean something to each other and I'm going through something, then I feel like it is my responsibility to reach out to you and say, Olivia, I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to be around today. Or I am have been in an accident. I need you to know that I'm not, when did we stop having that and that close connection with each other and thinking that if I just post on social media that everybody's just going to see it.
I don't know. I don't know. And I think it's like it's become more broadcasting now. Like, and nothing against people who choose to do that, but I feel in a way it also stops people. Maybe for some people, I don't know if they feel like if I put it there, then maybe I just explain to all the people at once rather than going through the everyone. But I feel like, yeah, what you're saying, but I feel it's also because we're so much more disconnected. And I think people fear going deeper or having people so close. I think it's sadly why that's how people approach it. Or maybe because it's that we've just you learn a new habit that now becomes an old habit. Like in terms of before we had the internet, like or even smartphones or mobile phones, we had to find a way to call each other. Or if you say you're meeting somewhere at this time, like you literally had to be there, or there was no other way of canceling. But now there's like phones, so it's easy for you to like cancel. So I think in the same way, people are used to the convenience of how they communicate, but convenience doesn't necessarily mean connection or like building of community. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but I absolutely agree with you. I feel like people are so much more disconnected, and we we broadcast, but we don't necessarily connect anymore.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You're so right with using that word broadcast, because you're putting the information out there to everybody, and then just hoping that they see it, hoping they tune in at the right time.
It's true.
And I remember like what you're talking about. I think another thing that we're missing is that sort of um accountability for each other, like
Mm,
on behalf of each other. Because I remember like growing up, when something would happen in the family, my grandmother was always really good about keeping in touch with people. She had a big address book with everybody's addresses and phone numbers, and she had everybody in the whole family and all her friends in there. And so when something happened, people would often call my grandmother and say, like, hey, this has happened in my life. Can you make sure that everyone knows? And my grandmother would make sure to call people. Like she would
oh.
you know be that sort of social media when we didn't have any, um and but have that personal connection. And it was so much better than what we do now, like you're talking about that broadcasting, because she would call people and it would be that personal connection. There's a difference between reading something on a screen and
Yes.
hearing someone's voice say, provide that bit of comfort when someone's
True.
going through something challenging.
True, I absolutely agree. And I think another time when I saw this conversation that is so true is like how, I mean, when we lost my auntie early on this year, I had to call different people, and it was so hard because literally from the moment she passed to like 2, 3 hours, even days after, I was rough. I was like frantic calling people because I didn't want the news to reach them on social media or
Right.
anywhere else, because we weren't posting about it obviously. But the problem is, once one person knows outside the inner circle, you don't know what they're going to post. And so I was like calling people in different time zones, messaging them, trying to see where are you, because I can't text you. This is something you don't I such news I cannot text people, for me anyways, personally. So I was trying to call them, and you're trying to keep it together and be like, where are you? Are you at home? Can I just speak to you? And it just kind of, there's some situations I've seen sadly where people who are, and it's rarely the inner circle. It's like people who are maybe like friends of friends go and post something online something like that, and then people find out, like family members find out that way. And so I think what you're saying is so true. Like we've lost the sensitivity of delivering certain news, like even the care of asking, are you comfortable me sharing something like this online? Because you never know who could see it, and it could cause more trauma or hurt than just like blurting it out in a post. So I think that sensitivity is lost. um yeah, and it's sad. I wish we
Well,
thought
and
more about that.
that I think some of why people are uncomfortable in the silence and the stillness is because we are used to this constant news and broadcasting and
Mm-hmm.
things going on all the time. When I was thinking about what you're saying about call, like there's news that I would rather hear in a phone call rather than a text message or reading it on
Yeah.
social media, for sure. And but it's interesting though with that I get nervous when my phone rings because I know that when my phone rings now, it means there's something wrong. Um,
Oh yeah.
Instead of it being like, why
Yeah.
are we not just calling people and being like, "Hey, I love you. That just wanted to tell you you're great. Like, how are you doing?" Like, we don't do that anymore. So now we
No.
have that sort of anxiety that
Mm.
cuts through the silence and stillness. When the phone rings, we
Mm.
go, "Oh God, what's happened?"
Yeah, that's true. That's so sad. Like, it's true. And I think that we do need to get back to like calling for good news or happy stuff, or just being like, I was just checking on you. And yeah, like being comfortable connecting. And I think interestingly, the silence and stillness will help us realize that, because I think when there's so much noise, your brain and everything is just trying to pick which is a priority, which is shouting at me. So that's what I pay my attention to. But in stillness, you get to almost like, like sieve out and be like,
Yes,
oh, this is what I'm feeling. Oh, this is what I'm saying. And I got this opportunity to stay in this beautiful house the last 2 weeks, and it's been really nice and quiet. And I've really met myself in such a fantastic way. And I'm just like, I'm so grateful that things aligned for me to be able to have that, because it's just been, I really, really love my own time and space. And so it's been perfect. Like, so that's why for me, this theme was like, yes, stillness. Like, I recommend everyone trying that. Just even going into a garden and sitting on your own. Please give yourself time to meet yourself. You're an amazing human being and you deserve to meet yourself. Yeah.
that's it.
So,
Meet yourself. I love that. I love that. I want Teresa was saying I value silence and alone time unless it is paired with anxiety. Then that silent time is torturous.
mm,
And I think that's when maybe the silence isn't such a great idea. Maybe that's when we need to lean into, community and connection and because we don't always have the capacity to to deal with
it's
whatever
true.
is going on, and so it can be helpful to have somebody else there that perhaps is a little more grounded than than you are. Like my oldest daughter, she just started working full time, and so she's not at home anymore, and she's way more grounded than me. Like she is a breath of fresh air most of the time. She's so peaceful,
Oh,
and just her being out of the house has been such a huge shift because
mm,
I'm just used to having that, sort of grounded energy a little bit, and it's gone now. And so when she comes home,
oh.
I'm like, come hug me. I need it for just a minute. Just a minute.
That's amazing. And yeah, it's so beautiful when we recognize people who have such energy, and having them around us, and what it does for us. And I think also for me, when I found stillness, also makes me aware of how my energy levels are. Like, I can pick up on things I don't like more, or things I do like, because I have the space for that. And yeah, there's some people you're like, yay, and others you're like, so
Yeah. Yes,
that's a beautiful,
absolutely.
beautiful thing. Yeah.
I love it. All right, so we're gonna take a super quick break, and when we come back, we're going to close up this topic, and also we have birthdays to do and all that fun stuff. So we'll be right back after this.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing. Healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. Today is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. I'm here with Olivia Ambani this morning, and we've been talking about the peace and the joy in the silence and stillness, and really how it just creates a kind of a canvas for you to create the sounds that you want, which I guess does tie into our sounds of joy after all. So see what we did there. We did a good thing. We did a good thing. All right. Any final words that you want to leave about this topic with everybody today?
I think I just encourage everyone to go through the journey of stillness in their own way, and not to judge themselves, because everyone has their preconceptions of what stillness or silence is. I feel we all need it, but it can be done in your way. So for some people, silence is with a bit of music. Some people, it's, with two people in a room and not much is being said. So I just say, like, explore it for yourself so that you can hear yourself or even hear the people around you. But don't worry too much about doing it right. Just experiment with what works best for you. Yeah, so that's what I would say. What about you, Jessica? What are your thoughts on this?
I like that. I like that part about, the preconceived notions that we have about what silence and stillness is supposed to look like. I can't tell you how many times over the years that somebody will tell me, well, I can't meditate, or I can't, whatever the thing is that we're trying to do, because I can't be quiet, because that's because they have an idea that meditation is supposed to be complete, like not even a wisp or nothing. And it doesn't have to look like that. And so what does silence and stillness look like for you? And then I think also, I'll play devil's advocate here for a moment and just say, if you don't feel like, you can be silent or still in the moment, don't let somebody else tell you that you have to be silent or still to achieve some sort of level of peace or happiness or joy. If you want to be connected to other people, be connected with other people. If you want to scream it out into the freezer, scream into the freezer. Nobody's judging you. Do what you need to do in the moment. So I'll say that.
Absolutely. And just quickly, it made me think about, for some people as well, like, silence is a really bad trigger, because sometimes silence was used sadly as abuse, like to cut people off. So, like, yeah, being really aware that everybody has a different experience with silence, and that's okay, and it can change. But as you said, just be mindful about what works for you. That's
Yeah,
literally it.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right, my friends, it is time for birthdays. Let's do it.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, everybody, in the world of celebrity today, let me go. I actually have, okay, here we go. Actor Ben Platt is 32 years old today. Ben Platt, you might remember him from many things, including the one with the music. Oh my Lord, here we go. Where they're all singing a cappella. What movie am I talking about, you guys? I'm having a moment.
Is it Pitch Perfect or something? I don't
Thank
know.
you. Yes, pitch perfect. And if Danielle was here, that would have reminded me immediately because Danielle's husband loves that movie, Pitch Perfect. Hi, Miguel. Okay. Actor Kevin Sorbo is 67 years old today. Actress Jackie Sandler's 51, also the wife of Adam Sandler. And Jim Henson, the puppeteer that passed away in 1990, he was over the Muppets and some of the famous puppets we see, had a birthday today. And sad news. So I really, maybe you guys can help me with the creativity of this. So, um, we have been joking around about the birthday song that's about to play here in a minute. And it really just being this, it reminds me, we dance around behind the scenes. I watch everybody every week dancing around like Muppets behind, like they're just flailing all around and everything else. So we wanted to make a t-shirt that says Muppet Energy Activated, but you cannot use the word Muppet. You can't, like, you can't even say, like, you can't put Muppet on anything. Like, you can't,
Oh,
I thought that it was just the Muppets would be trademarked. No, 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 you can't even use the word Muppet. So I'm
wow.
very upset right now. So I need to something energy activated. Something in place of Muppet. Somebody give me some ideas for the love of God because I need to make this shirt, but I need something that's going to make me think of like Animal from Muppet, you know, like the little drummer dude that's like freaking out. Okay. Somebody help me. So happy birthday, Jim Henson, and thank you for I'm not allowed to make a t-shirt. Celebrities in my life, two breakthrough show alums, Joel Solomon and Laura Knapp Mazada have birthdays today. Happy birthday to both of you. Do you have anybody that's celebrating a birthday this week, Olivia?
Yes, I have two. I have my cousin. Her name is Vitsa. She's a DJ on the 27th and on the 28th. My niece Zuri is also celebrating a birthday. So two. And then mine is next week on
Yay.
Wednesday.
Okay, we're finishing. Olivia's cousin. Uh your cousin's name was what?
Vidza, Vidza.
I'm not gonna get that. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna let you say it. I'm
Okay,
gonna point to you and then you're gonna say it.
it's okay.
I could do Zuri. I got it. I got this. I'm trying to try over here, you guys. Okay,
It's
and then we're
okay.
gonna
It's okay.
we're gonna finish with Olivia. All right, here we go, everybody. You ready?
Mhm.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Ben Platt, Kevin Sorbo, Jackie Sandler, Jim Hansen, Joel Solomon, Laura Nat Mazada,
Zuri Pizza.
and Olivia. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you. There it is.
you.
Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. See, it just makes you want to flop around like a Muppet. I don't
Yeah.
know what else to do.
I think we should call it the breakthrough, something like I just thought of breakthrough. I know it's not the same, but
I know. I maybe it just need to say breakthrough energy activated. I don't know. We'll figure
yes,
it out. That's it.
yes.
That's what it is. What do you have going on this week, Olivia? Anything you want to share, announce, or celebrate this week?
For me, just celebrating my last 7 day, among my last 7 days being 40. It has been a hectic 40th year, but I made it through. So wishing myself the best to get to my birthday next week. But yeah, I think just celebrating life. I think it's so precious, and I'm just so grateful to be here. So yeah, that's literally what I'm celebrating, life. What about yourself? Any things you're celebrating this week?
So I'm really excited. So I am going to be I believe it's November 8th. I'm going into a meeting right after this, to a planning meeting. I'm going to be part of a day-long workshop in November called Dream MVPs, and MVPs stands for something. It's mindset, visibility, productivity, and structure or systems. And so it's a way to, it's going to be where you're going to learn some things, but you're going to start implementing things to have to be your own MVP for 2026, so in your business. And so I'm really excited to be the V portion of that. I will be talking about visibility, and we'll be working in, content and things like that. But because of what I've talked about on this show, I'm actually even more excited about this now, because I want you guys to be able to be visible, but also don't feel like you need to sell your soul to be on social media all the time. Yeah. So that's really what my focus is going to be. I want you guys to be able to be visible in your business, but you don't have to be married to it either. You really don't. And so that I'm excited for that to be a part of it. So just save the date. I believe it's November 8th. It's going to be like a 4 something hour workshop. It's like I said, you're going to learn and you're going to implement. You're going to actually be walking away knowing part of what you're going to be working on in 2026. So I'm excited about that. And so save the date for that.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm gonna save the date.
Yeah. Very excited for that. And we also have I will be back here on Friday with Danielle Valero. We're going to continue talking about peace, and we're going to be relating it to nostalgia. If you ever caught yourself saying something like, remember when and things were peaceful, more peaceful, easier, were they actually, or is there something else at play? We're going to talk about that on Friday, and I'm going to be telling you more about the interactions that I had over the weekend with Dee and Danny and some of the other celebrities that I got to meet. And they have officially announced the next celebrity group that will be at 90s Con next year. And so we're going to talk about that too, because I almost fell off my bed. I was so excited. I was so excited. So excited. So we're going to be talking about all that on Friday. We also have co-working, lots of stuff. You can always go to the breakthroughshownetwork.com or .club, which is not on social media, my friends. You can go and check out the calendar there and come visit us in the community, be a part of what we're putting out for you guys. There's lots you can be a part of, so we'd love to have you there. All of that said, thank you, Olivia, for being my fabulous co-host today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Had a wonderful, wonderful time. It's always great hanging out.
Yes, absolutely. I love you all so much today. I'm Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. We'll see you Friday, everybody.